Meet Bridget and Jen, your go-to gals for laughs, wisdom, and real talk on the podcast Don't Get Me Started. From relationships to finding joy, they'll keep you inspired and entertained through life's adventures after 50. So hit that subscribe button and join Bridget and Jen for Don't Get Me Started, because life's too short for boring conversations.
Don't Get Me Started, episode 12. Wait, what? Take one.
All right. Welcome to Don't Get Me Started. I'm Jen.
I'm Bridget.
And here we go.
And this is
Scout.
Scout.
Scout's here again. That's our
Scout's a
special
mama's
guest
boy. Scout is a mama's boy.
And those of you listening, Scout is my little toy fox terrier, and he is on my lap, and he's joining us for another episode of
Don't Get Me Started.
Right? Ooh, Bridget, we got a good one today.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. Why didn't anyone warn us about this?
Yeah, Mom. Why didn't Mom warn us about this?
Yeah. So we're going to chat about the weird, the unexpected, the downright funny things. I guess we have to see them as funny, right? If we don't laugh, we'll cry, right? Things that happen as we get older, both physically, mentally, and socially.
Yeah, so pretty much this is what I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
Everything on this list is surprising aging moment. I guess the biggest one so far that has caught me off guard. I would say. Can I say two things?
You can say what you want. We got a whole episode.
Okay, so
hey, it's our podcast.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What do you want to say?
Like honestly, the one thing that nobody told me about, because we didn't have TikTok. We didn't have all those things where everybody talks about everything.
Right.
And I remember. Random facial hair.
Oh.
And I remember, and I was thinking about this yesterday, as a matter of fact, because, and if you don't understand this, you will shortly. Okay? Because I'm at the top of the, you're all, because we really cover 40s, 50s, 60s, and I'm going to add 70s in there. I mean, we can add 80s in there. I don't care. We can add 20s in there. Whatever. Anyway, so first of all, car lighting will always be the best to find facial hairs in your car. Okay? Better than any, So always carry tweezers in your car. Always carry tweezers in your car. Okay? So the other day, yesterday or the day before, I was sitting in my car for a long time. I think I was in traffic or something. And
traffic on the island? No.
Yeah. And I the sun was coming in perfectly, and I, you do this, you do that is what you do. And I saw this like black hair, like right here. I'm like, what the heck? Like they sprout while you sleep overnight. And it brought me to this memory that I had. So every time now that I pick like zing, just zing like that, it reminds me of my sister Brenda, who I lost a year ago, I guess, right? Because this was about 10, 15 years ago, and I don't think I noticed them yet, or I didn't have them, okay? I didn't have them. And Brenda and I met for coffee, because she lived across the county from me. So we would meet halfway for coffee. And I remember looking at her when we were sitting at Starbucks or something, and the sun was shining, and I just kept staring at her chin, and she had a wild one. Like, I don't know how she walked around and nobody said anything to her, like her husband or her kids, Like, Brenda, hold up a minute. And I went over. I went over to her like that, and I grabbed it, and I went zing, and I guess it like hit every nerve down to her toes.
Oh,
Yeah. She was like, "What did you just do?" So we laughed hysterically for a very long time, and then shortly after that I started looking and noticed. Anyway, don't get caught in your car without a tweezer. So that was one of the main that's the biggest one, I guess, that caught me off guard. That nobody said your hormones are going to change.
Yeah.
And, start growing hair out of your. Is there somebody walking by?
Probably not. The wind's
Oh.
probably just blowing and he's letting us know. That's crazy.
So yeah, that was the first one.
Oh, wow.
What about you?
I would say the forgetfulness. How many times do you walk into a room and forget, why are you there? So then I kind of retrace my steps. Okay, I was in this room.
Yeah. You got to go back.
Before I came here, and when I was there, what was I thinking that I needed to go in the other room for? Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to go right back to what you were doing. Oh my God. Sometimes you have to go right back to what you were doing. You have to go all the way back to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then you start doing what you're doing. And like, oh, I don't have any paper towel. And then you go back down to the garage and you get your paper towel. Yeah.
Right.
I get it.
Although I would say that you have a thyroid problem, I have a thyroid problem, and I know a lot of forgetfulness is related to that.
If
So
you're
it's
not regulated.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So I know that it's not just aging. So I would say mine started way prior to when most people, it's as they're aging. I was in my 30s and
So you're
forgetting
into it
things.
mildly. Can I tell you that I no longer take my Synthro?
Oh, really? You don't need it?
This fits into the subject matter. Well,
We promise. And even if it doesn't, again,
find a way to make it fit. It's because remember I kept going in for blood tests.
Yes.
And they were all low, like they weren't where they're supposed to be. Okay, which is why. And so then I Googled it. I Googled. So I play my own doctor. And basically it kept saying, you're taking too much Synthroid. So I just, I'm trying, both my doctors said, keep doing what you're doing. Like, don't change anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I stopped taking it.
Yeah.
Now in whatever the 17th is, the 17th, do you want to come up here? The 17th is when I'm due for my follow-up blood
next
test.
Monday, not this Monday.
So I'm going to see if my remedy
Yeah.
I'm going to see if it brings my levels up to wherever. Okay, go back to your thyroid and foggy.
Yeah.
Fogginess. Yeah. So you're gently going into it. Yeah. Well, it gets worse, Jen.
I can forget even more than what I've already forgotten.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me? Well, that's exciting. I'm excited.
No,
I'm excited.
it just happens more often. It just happens more often. That's all.
Yeah. Let's see.
Here, you need to cover this one.
Oh, yeah. The physical mysteries of midlife. Yes. Why does everything hurt? Well, I can answer why everything hurts. Like, especially if you are a woman that is, suffering from frozen shoulder, because that's a big thing. A lot of women in menopause and perimenopause experience frozen shoulder where they have difficulty moving their shoulder. It's the drop in estrogen. The drop in estrogen.
Why does that affect our shoulder?
Well, it affects our joints.
Okay.
And so it just so happens that happens to be one of the most popular ones that has the pain.
Come here.
But yeah, it's
Okay.
a drop in estrogen.
I have that right now.
Oh, well, there you go.
I can't move my shoulder.
Yeah.
Have
Have your estrogen levels checked because that plays an impact on. So if you are experiencing a lot of joint pain, and if your doctor ever tells you that they cannot test your hormones because hormones fluctuate, they're full of malarkey. And that's me being nice.
Why don't you just say shit?
They are full of shit.
Malarkey my ass.
Yeah, they're full of shit. They can test your hormones.
Okay.
They can, and they should. And as a woman, you can demand that. And if they say no, then you walk out and you don't go back to them.
Okay.
And you advocate for yourself.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
It's so important that we keep an eye on our hormone levels. And last episode, we talked about the 80s and trends and fads. And one of the trends and fads was do not replace your hormones. And let me tell you, replace those damn hormones.
Oh my goodness.
Replace them.
If I
You
tell you,
deserve to replace it. When a man starts to, lose his hormones and whatnot, they're all, oh, we'll do testosterone replacement. Ladies, number one, we need testosterone just as much. But estrogen is also very important. So don't be afraid of hormone replacement. Now, you might be somebody who's against it, and that's fine. Again, remember on this podcast, we don't judge.
Yeah, we just listen. But I will say, I remember the day, okay, so yes, there are mindsets that I have being 60 years old. And so my mom had breast cancer, and I remember somewhere hearing that estrogen, if you take that, it's going to feed a cancer. Okay, so I was I was never going to go on estrogen. And so what happened since then is because of my age, and I wasn't feeling right. And I think this is going to get a little sensitive here. This is going to get a little private and sensitive here. But actually, things change in your body, and so does sex. It does, and I prefer spontaneity to not.
Is that a calendar?
Yes. So I talked to my girly doctor about this, and she's like, "Oh, you need to be on, estrogen." And I told her my concern, and she said, at normal doses, it doesn't feed a cancer unless you've got a live cancer already growing in your body, et cetera, et cetera. So she put that belief to bed.
Yeah.
And then they also counter it with progesterone.
Yes.
Okay. So I take a pill. I take a pill for both. And let me tell you how much my life changed.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, I'm not going to get back into the sex part of it. However, my skin, I felt like I was 20 again. Right. Yeah. And your energy and your skin,
progesterone is magnificent for your energy. Yeah.
So it was. I recommend at least discussing it with your.
Yes. Yeah, and testosterone as well. And
testosterone.
Yeah.
What did I say? Progesterone and estrogen.
Which we all need.
I don't think I'm taking testosterone.
No.
Should I be?
You'll have to have that tested.
Oh, true. Testosterone.
Yes. Yeah.
Progesterone.
Yeah.
I'm taking one of
testosterone
those.
free.
Okay.
Yep. It's amazing. Yeah.
Do you take like this? I wrote this down when I was unless we cover this coming up. My morning ritual consists of B12.
Yes.
I do the tablets every day. I do I have my doctor. You guys can do this. I have my doctor prescribe the little vials and syringes, and I give myself the B12 shot.
Oh, nice.
Once a month, an extra.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of us ladies are always low on the B's.
Yes.
On the B's.
Yeah.
D3.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely D3.
Yeah.
Okay, here's kind of a new one. I don't know if it's been recommended by 2 different people, so I take it. Maybe you were one of them. K2.
Yeah, take it with your D3.
Yeah. Mine are combined. Mine is in the same gel caps.
Mine is too.
Did you send me that combo? You may have. Okay, then I take my one a day just to anything I'm not. And then zinc.
Yes.
What's in your mix that's not in mine? Is that everything?
I think that's everything. I'm pretty
So
sure
every
that's
day
it.
I do that, yeah. Now, have you and I discussed NAD?
Oh, I have that too.
Okay, so NAD is, I don't know what, that would be like fountain of youth in a vial.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like long-term fountain of youth, like basically like rebuilding you from the inside out.
Mhm.
So that also falls into my, when I go see Dr. Jules, because I'll say to her, what do you think about NAD? She's like, take it. Okay, so now I have to decide, am I going to do NAD,
Mhm.
my lips, Botox, or my, so it's expensive,
It
right?
does, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you take yours? Pill?
Pill.
Shot? Pill?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, mine's in a syringe.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right.
Yep. Yep. Okay, we covered the chin hairs. We got that one on the way, right? What
Mhm.
French town was
Carry tweezers in your car.
Shrinking height. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And shoe size.
Yeah.
I choose not to get my height measured, just like I choose not to stand on the scale unless I have to. So I'm assuming it's happened, but I don't.
Well, I noticed it in photos. I'm like, oh.
Oh, you
I
do?
didn't.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I have noticed that with my son. My son, who is. I'm like, holy hell! When did that difference happen? I used to be a tall mom, right? Shimmy Christmas.
Oh, it's weird because like standing next to him, I don't feel like I'm that short.
Okay.
And then we take a photo together, and I'm like, I'm really that much shorter than him?
You're right. Because especially if I'm barefoot and Dan is just in his construction boots, which is kind of stuff.
Oh no.
Construction boots, and I look like a little lady. Yeah, it's a little lady standing next to Dan.
No,
it's never. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So you're right.
Maybe we should do our pictures seated from now
Or
on.
we wear stiletto heels.
Oh, no thanks.
Okay.
I prefer my flip flops.
But I wore those in the 80s, right? 80s.
Oh,
80s.
God.
I'll do the 80s. Okay, I got this question here that I missed. Oh. A wellness-related splurge that I used to consider extra, but now I swear by.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Okay, I have to think of a splurge. A wellness-related splurge.
Well, I mean, that could be anything like at the med spa, right? Those
True, facials.
Yeah.
Med spa. I think I can throw Botox in there too. Wellness related.
Huh.
I'm gonna.
I would say the supplements. I would
True.
say that
True.
you know.
Yeah.
Those would definitely be.
Gym memberships.
Yeah. Did I tell you I rejoined the gym?
Did I tell you that I'm never going to join again in my life?
Did I tell you don't have to?
Okay.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, you should, because you know what? You go in there, you look the way you do, the clothes you wear, wear your website on the back of your tank top, and you get out there and
you
work.
You have to understand, the gym that I belong to, I'm one of the youngest people there.
Are you going to join here too?
I've been here, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's too crowded. It's too many people.
You can go at weird times, like noon.
Space. It's such a small space.
Yeah.
I'm looking for one around here. So if any of you.
You mean on the island?
Yeah.
Well, I know of a couple. I'll mention to you.
Or close. I would actually consider crossing that bridge.
In traffic? Really?
Well, if I go at if I leave my house at 8.
Oh, and you're going the correct way. Yeah, and then
I'm going the right way. Because then when I come back, if you figure it would be like 11, right? Or no, it's got to be like 10. It can't be that bad, right?
There's a place right off island, right by that Publix, in the beach place.
Yeah,
that's like Hammerheads or something. That's like something serious is going on in there. Like just like very serious
Yeah.
weightlifters, very serious weightlifters. walking
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
see.
All right. Back to what were we talking about?
Well,
Oh yeah. Why didn't somebody tell us about this?
Yeah.
See? Do you see what we just went with the theme?
yeah, I'm forgetting what
We
you wanted.
forgot what we're doing or what we're talking
Okay, I
about.
like this one here.
Okay.
How my social battery drains so much
Yeah.
faster than it used to.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, my favorite part of the day is the quiet time at the end of the day, plopped in bed, watching stupid TV with
Yeah.
my husband.
Yeah.
And that's getting earlier and earlier.
That's right.
Yeah,
Right.
especially with the time change.
Yeah.
6:30, it's dark. Plop.
Uh-huh. Oh, I know.
And then I'm like, oh, it's time for bed. Look at it's like 7:30. Like, oh, I can't do this. I'll be awake at midnight. Up to the night. Anyway. Yeah, so that's true. That's
Right,
true.
but did you also notice that now, in terms of the social aspect, the social battery draining faster, but it's also the circle has gotten smaller,
Mhm.
right? Because those that are in it are
Circle of one.
definitely more important, right?
Yeah.
And there's more meaning. If you're in that circle, you better consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, right?
Yeah. So what's replaced my, and this wasn't too long ago. I mean, it's just a few years ago where it was like, networking, socials, luncheons, all that kind of stuff. What's really replaced that is coffee with a friend.
Yes.
Little things like that. Or
Uh-huh.
I have a friend that I just made, Irene. We're meeting up tomorrow for a walk on the beach. So
Nice.
that to me is more important.
Yeah.
To go do something like that. It's the
Uh-huh.
one-on-one.
Yep.
It's So I've saved the battery for that.
Yeah, totally done with networking. Done. I've had it.
Well, except for social media. We have a social media network for us.
Well, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of like events,
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't want to meet anyone else.
I want to meet again.
Well, I should clarify. I want to meet our listeners because they fuel us. They keep us going.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you're not
Look at the door.
no.
Okay, so I want to get into some of this happy stuff before we close this
because
out.
we do have to.
The confidence boost, the perks that no one talks about. So the perks I want to talk about of being our age, the perks of our age.
Yeah.
So definitely what I've noticed lately, the perk of like giving myself permission
Mhm.
to not give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much easier now.
So that's
you now understand, like, how those like 80 and 90-year-olds who just say whatever.
Yeah, that's because.
Yeah, I get it now.
Yeah.
I'm on your team now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to join.
We're on your. We've subscribed. We've subscribed.
Good, let's go. Because I think you get to a point where you understand.
That it doesn't matter.
Right.
I like this. Random allergies, etc. What fresh hell is this? I'm gonna start using this every day.
Yeah. What
fresh hell is this? I like
There's
that.
our new
Yeah.
new tagline. We all
It's
think.
the new title of our podcast. What the fresh hell is this? It might be. I don't know. I really like that. I really like that.
What?
It's soon enough where we can do that. What fresh hell is this? I love that. Okay.
Okay, I like this. What are some things that actually get better with age?
Marriage.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
You were.
I really was.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I feel like because you're able to really focus on it, right? You're able to focus more clearly on your partner.
For sure. I'm
You
a little
know,
bit focused
and
right now on my frozen shoulder. Now that I told you about it, now that I brought attention to it. Right about that.
You're focused on the new fresh hollow frozen shoulder you have.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but I think, I think marriage is one of those things. You're able to really focus your attention more on it. And I think, what was I watching? I was watching some show. Oh, it was, don't laugh at me. Seven Little Johnstons. Love that show. It's on TLC.
Okay.
Anyway, love the family. They're very fun to watch. But the younger girl is not just had a new baby, and her person are living with the parents as they're bringing this child into the universe and whatnot. And she said something about, not having time with her partner because she's spending all this time with her baby. And all I thought was, no, sweetheart, you need to spend time. And I think if somebody were to say, what's a piece of advice you would give to young parents, it would be figure out how to spend time and focus.
With your partner, you mean?
Yes, on your partner. Yeah, because I think we can get, as young parents, and even as, parents with elementary school kids and high school kids, we can get overly focused on the parenting role and not the marriage role.
Yeah. I was guilty of that.
I think we all were. I think we were pretty good in terms of we would make time. We always had date night. We were really good with that. And then we would always find time to get away, just he and I. But it's definitely easier now, on the daily basis. On a daily basis. Not just on special, quote unquote, those special occasions.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's a lot easier to definitely focus on us.
Yeah. And the key to that is, and I know this sounds so trite, but you have to really like who you're with, like you have to really enjoy, seeing them at the end of the day,
right?
Or sharing something with them. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to really like that person. That's so important in just plain old happiness every single day, which I'm grateful for. That's just one of those things that I'm very grateful for because I don't see it in everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, listener engagement.
Let us know. You let us know. Give us. Do you have any hacks? We love aging hacks, right? Or let us know what has snuck up on you.
What's something about getting older that no one warned you about that you caught you off guard, caught you by surprise?
And right? I want to know. Am I the only one that carries tweezers in my car? Okay, so let us know in the.
I don't think I own a pair of tweezers.
Oh my God, you're such a baby. You're such a baby.
Because of my thyroid, I don't have eyebrows.
Such a baby. Car light, my entire life I've done the makeup in the car and everything. And it's just because I think from day one out the chute, when I was an adult, I lived in my car.
Yeah.
Really, car sales.
Yeah.
I don't mean car sales. I wasn't selling cars. I just mean on the road. I was always on the road. And so I carried everything in my car with me. So let me know how many of you carry tweezers and if you have any other hacks.
Sounds good. All right, nail salon wisdom.
Nail salon wisdom.
Aging is when your back goes out more than you do. Okay, I got a problem with that one. Of course. It doesn't have to.
Okay, yeah, what she says.
Strengthen your legs.
Yeah.
Do your damn squats.
Let's Jen, give us a squat hack. Give us an old lady squat hack. I don't want to hold a barbell and go down slowly.
Okay, sit to stand. Just pretend like you're sitting in a chair and get up. Right?
Yeah.
Start there.
Okay. Sit and stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 sets of 10.
3 sets of 10 every day.
At least one time a day. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
You got nail salon wisdom? Of course you do.
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Yes.
My nail salon wisdom is don't necessarily always want what somebody else has, like I discussed earlier. Because while you're thinking, ooh, look at her long, beautiful nails, and then you want to go in and get them long, and then at the same time she's thinking, what beautiful short nails you have. So just try to have patience.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah, so last January, I chopped my hair off. Yeah. Like to my chin.
Oh my God.
No shit, right? And I thought it was the cutest thing. I really liked it for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And then after 2 days, I was like, this shit needs to grow. And I'm like, if I could pull it out to make it grow. Do you remember that doll? One of those. Where you just pull the hair and it grows.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
that's what I wish my hair would do, So it's
So
very
work
long
it through.
year.
Think it through.
Like,
think it through
Think
before
it
you
through,
go.
yeah. Well, and so I told my new hair lady, I said,
If I ever ask for anything,
I said, Allie, if I ever tell you to cut my hair short, you are not allowed to do it. I said, and I'm going to make you be the one in charge. So tell me you're not doing it. She's like, okay.
you know what's hilarious? I told that to Dr. Jules, my face doctor.
Yeah.
I said to her, if I ever start coming to you and I want stuff done and I'm either too soon, you don't think I need it, blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't want to end up looking like a cat lady. I said, so you tell me no. And she said, of course. But now that I think about that, remember how I told you that I always go up to her with my face up to her face and I'm like, do I need anything? And she always says something like, make a grimace. So I'll go like that and she'll go, yeah, we will talk this there. But usually she says no, which means that she's holding up her end of the bargain.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, we got a little trick. That's okay. It's our podcast, so we get to do that.
We can do whatever we want. What kind of new hell is this? What fresh hell is this?
Stay tuned for what fresh hell is this?
Yeah.
Maybe we might be changing.
Maybe.
Maybe we should do a poll.
Yeah. Okay. So based on, so this goes out to this week, it goes out to Irene, Kim, Lisa, Kathy, Mary, Catherine, Jan, Lori, Megan, Carol, Connie. Do we keep, don't get me started, or do we change it to what fresh hell is this?
Yeah, let us know.
I think I know the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Love you. Stay sassy and sexy. Wait. Love you. Stay sun-kissed and sassy.
Keep showing up for yourself. Thanks for listening to whatever the
What
name of
fresh
the
hell is this?
podcast
What fresh hell is this?
is.